On July 1937, aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, took off from Papua New Guinea on their way to Howland Island in the Indian Ocean. Their plan was to circumnavigate the globe, and they were in the final leg of their journey. But before they could reach their destination, the pair mysteriously vanished. Despite an extensive search, no trace of their plane or bodies was ever found, and the circumstances surrounding their disappearance continue to baffle investigators even today. Join us as we delve into the perplexing case of Amelia Earhart's disappearance. What happened to her and her navigator, Fred Noonan? Did they crash into the ocean and drown? Or did they land on a remote island only to be captured by the natives? Or perhaps they were victims of foul play. Let's find out. Setting off from Oakland, California on June 1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan embarked on their ambitious journey around the world. They planned to fly 42,000 kilometers and make 29 stops. Their route took them over the Pacific, where they faced rough seas and strong headwinds. But the determined pilots pressed on, navigating by the stars at night and listening to radio beacons during the day. On July, they arrived at Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea, where they planned to refuel and prepare for the next leg of their journey. After completing the necessary paperwork, arranging for a tanker to meet them in the Indian Ocean, and making several radio broadcasts, they set off from Port Moresby on July at 8:50 a.m. local time. Their Lockheed Electra was loaded with 2,600 kilograms of fuel, enough to keep it in the air for about 24 hours. The couple planned to fly to Hawaii, an estimated 5.5 hours away, but they never arrived. When the Electra failed to reach Howland Island as expected, a search party was dispatched to locate it. Despite the efforts of the U.S. military and civilian volunteers, no sign of the plane or its occupants was found. Aboard the Electra, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan had equipped themselves with a radio transmitter that could transmit a distress signal in the event of an emergency. But the batteries were low, and the couple may have been unable to send a distress call once they realized they were lost. Additionally, the Electra had a small window, making it difficult for anyone inside to see outside. This could have disoriented the pilots, making it hard for them to determine their location or the severity of their situation. Several theories have been proposed to explain what happened to Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan. One popular theory is that they crashed into the ocean and drowned. This is supported by the fact that the Electra was equipped with floats, suggesting that Earhart planned to land in the water if necessary. However, there is no evidence that the plane went down in the ocean. And the U.S. government concluded in 1937 that the Electra had probably crashed into the water with both pilots on board. This conclusion was based on an analysis of the available evidence, including the fact that the Electra had enough fuel to reach Howland Island if it had flown directly there. Another theory is that Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan landed on a remote island but were killed or captured by the natives. This theory is supported by reports of plane crashes on uninhabited islands in the area. However, there is no evidence that Earhart landed on an island, and it is unlikely that she would have been flying so low that she could have been mistaken for a bird. Additionally, the Electra was equipped with a radio that could have been used to call for help. A third theory is that Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were victims of foul play. This theory is supported by the fact that Earhart was a well-known aviator who had made numerous contributions to the field of aviation. However, there is no evidence that anyone wanted Earhart dead, and no motive for foul play has ever been established. Despite the many theories, the truth behind Amelia Earhart's disappearance remains a mystery. Her plane and body were never found, and the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are still being investigated. Amelia Earhart's disappearance was a tragic event that shocked the world. The intrepid aviator had captivated the public imagination with her daring flights, and her disappearance only added to her legend. Although her body was never recovered and the cause of her disappearance remains unknown, her legacy lives on. She is remembered as a pioneer in the field of aviation and an inspiration to generations of women. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with your friends.